Previously on Meerkat Manor. Rovers Wilson and Philippe went on a mission to romance the ladies. But the hapless boys failed miserably at every turn. Until they met up with evictees Sophie and Wycat, and the seed of a new group was germinated. Rocket Dog's family, the Whiskers, are the weakest they have been for years. They number just 9, and most are youngsters. Rocket Dog was forced to kick out the strongest and most experienced of her group in order to protect her unborn pups from rivals. She has allowed just one pregnant female to remain, Amira. At 1 year old, Amira lacks the experience to survive exile, so allowing her to stay might be seen as an act of kind-heartedness on the part of Rocket Dog. But Amira is driven by the same instinct to protect her own pups as every other pregnant female. Having her around is dangerous. But it's too late for Rocket Dog to change her mind now. Her pups are on the way. There's reason for celebration in the Whiskers camp. For the second time this year, Rocket Dog has become a proud mother. The arrival of her 4 tiny pups brings new hope for the dwindling fortunes of the Kalahari's favorite family. Everyone wants to groom the new mum, including Amira. The birth means there are unlikely to be any more evictions. Amira's lucky. She'll be allowed to have her litter at home. But with so few adults to care for them, the arrival of more pups will present a problem. The solution is the unthinkable. If one litter were to disappear, then the other would stand a better chance of survival. Adolescent Amira could hold the fate of the next generation of Whiskers in her hands. But Rocket Dog cannot worry about that now. Her labor was draining, and she needs to eat. The family goes with her, leaving Amira to babysit. Half a kilometer away, one little group is attempting to leave their temporary bolt hole. A week after joining forces, Sophie, Wilson, Wycat and Philippe are still together. This is great news for pregnant Sophie. The group offers her pups a good chance of survival. But right now, they're all anxious. There's a strange smell coming from outside the entrance. Wilson goes to investigate. He doesn't want to stay here all day if he doesn't have to. It's a genet, a cat-like predator. It's too small to be seriously hunting meerkat, but the group don't know that. It's been using the undergrowth as a place to rest until nightfall, when genets become most active. But this means the group will be trapped underground all day. And down here it's cramped and there's not much to eat. Starting a family is stressful enough without a problem like this. But for everyone's safety, they have no choice but to put up with such inconveniences. Back with the Whiskers, the little family are heading home after a successful day's foraging. Rocket Dog has eaten well. It's time for her pups' evening feed. Back at the burrow, Amira is waiting for them. She watches Rocket Dog's every movement, but doesn't follow her as she goes below ground to feed the pups. That's because there are no pups. The blood around Amira's mouth tells of their grisly end. It seems that instinct proved too strong for the youngster. She has secured a future for her own unborn pups, but at what cost? Rocket Dog has paid dearly for her kindness. Morning finds Sophie and Wycat free from the bolt hole at last. Sometime during the night, the genet left. And early this morning, so did the boys. There's no sign of them anywhere. It appears that Wilson would rather be playing the field than playing happy families, which leaves Sophie well and truly in the lurch. Without his support, there's little hope for her pups. She still has Wycat, but now it's just the two of them. They're as jumpy as each other. A short distance away, the presence of the springbok and wildebeest had the Whiskers on edge as well. Rocket Dog's distress isn't helping to calm the family. Her greatest mistake since taking over the group has resulted in the loss of more than a quarter of the family. And those pups were the last she is likely to have this year. The family will enter the harsh winter months low on numbers. Amira's new litter is scant consolation. She had just one pup, Juno. His arrival has been largely ignored by the rest of the family. Even his own mother seems indifferent to him. Above ground, the Whiskers set out to forage. From a short distance away, they are being watched. Now that their own tiny band has split up, Sophie and Wycat are keener than ever to return to the fold. They wait until the last to leave, Amira, disappears into the long grass, leaving Juno unprotected. This could be Sophie's chance to get back into Rocket Dog's good books. With her pups due in a couple of weeks, she'll do anything to have them in the safety of her family. In Meerkat society, the needs of the group are always more important than the desires of an individual. But out on the shifting sands of the Kalahari, the fate of an entire family can be determined by one individual deed. In this way, one may change the destiny of many. Three weeks have passed, and everything is peaceful at the Whiskers burrow. The only thing to stir is a lone youngster. Juno is now old enough to explore the environment around his home, but not without supervision. Fortunately, a carer is never very far away. In this case, Sophie. Rocket Dog allowed the Whiskers' favorite babysitter back into the clan, and her return may have changed the fortune of the entire family. Down on numbers, they desperately needed her experience and the hope that she brought with her. Her pups, Flashman, Pickle and Chips, have breathed vital new life into the Whiskers. As the family return from their day's foraging, Juno heads to his mum for some milk. But Amira's not interested. Rocket Dog, however, is only too happy to oblige. In the weeks since her pups died, Rocket Dog has been caring for Juno like he's her own. She's well and truly over her mistake and is back to serving her family as best she can. False alarm. It was just a vulture. No threat to a healthy adult, but it would easily take a pup. Which means Juno will have to play in the burrow until it moves on. He soon finds Flashman, Pickle, and Chips. Surely they'll want to play with him. But Juno's young cousins are not yet a week old. They're blind and uncoordinated. It won't be long until they find their feet, and when they do, they'll give all the grown-ups the runaround. Up top, the adults have more immediate worries. There are more vultures moving in. This is not a good sign. Could it be that the Whiskers have become predictable? That they are attracting predators? Normally they would switch burrows every 3 weeks, but with the 2 successive litters, they've been here for well over a month. Rocket Dog knows it's time to go, but with 3 blind pups and a small family that's short on experience, a burrow move right now could prove as dangerous as staying put. With yet more vultures ominously gathering, there's no doubt that time is running out for the small family. The vultures being drawn away to different quarry brings the small family together and gives Rocket Dog her cue. Sophie is quickly in charge of the evacuation of her pups. Flashman, Pickle and Chips will need to be carried. Once the 3 are accounted for, Rocket Dog leads the way. But in the rush, nobody thought about Juno. He's confused and does not know which way to turn. And now his distress calls have attracted the attention of a more dangerous predator than the vulture. A hawk. They've also alerted one of his family, his mum, Amira. But if she goes back, she'll put herself in danger. She can't ignore his cries. Juno heads into the long grass towards his mother, and it's enough to throw the hawk off his trail. The pair flee, leaving the hawk searching for them. Half a kilometre ahead, Rocket Dog has located a suitable new burrow. As the family appear from the grass, it seems that all of Sophie's pups made it in one piece. With nightfall approaching, everyone sets about preparing their new home. And when Juno and Amira reach the burrow, the whole family are reunited. With Rocket Dog in charge, the Whiskers have overcome a tricky burrow move. But more importantly, she's brought them through a difficult period in Whiskers' history. Despite the loss of her litter, the family are now stronger, more mature, and they have a future in Flashman, Pickle, and Chips. And not forgetting, of course, Juno. But challenges on the manor are everyday occurrences, and Rocket Dog is about to face her toughest yet. In the series finale of Meerkat Manor, the commandos go to war with themselves, and Rocket Dog follows in her mother's footsteps.